Hi guys, welcome to Mimi's Craft Basket. Tonight we're going to try some etching. So I will wait a couple minutes for people to hop on while I stir up the armor etch, it's called. Etching really seems a lot more difficult than it is. All you do is put this armor etch on. Well, first I take whatever piece I'm going to do and I wash it with hot soapy water, and then I have these little alcohol prep pads, and I wash the area, wipe down the area that I'm going to be etching with it, just to make sure that it is a good solid connection. So I put on a couple of stencils or transfers, excuse me, to start with, because it takes 5 minutes to before you take the stencil off or the transfer off. So I wanted to put a couple on, and then I can show you about placement and such when those ones are curing. So I've got this plate that I picked up, and I thought it would be cute to do a flower and the love. Now, the one thing you want to make sure of, because a lot of times you're etching on something that's not flat, so you want to make sure to not have any bubbles and that it's secured nice and tight around where you're going to etch. You know, there might be a bubble or a crease out here. That doesn't matter, because that's not the area that's going to receive the etching cream. But you want to make sure, like all these leaves, all the way around the leaves, so you get a nice tight secure fit, so you have a nice crisp flower when you're done. Once you put the etching cream on, whatever that touches, it's going to get etched. So it's not something you can wipe off and do again. So you want to make sure, if you're going to do it, that you've got it just the way you want it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just checking out to make sure that my love, because it's in a little bit of a fold here, is on there nice and tight. My etching cream is all stirred up, and my watch has died, and I've not had a chance to get into town to get a battery. So you're going to hear me say, talk to my Google to use that as a timer. So just ignore that I'm talking to Google. So I'm going to put the etching cream on. This does not hurt the stencil at all. You want to put a nice thick, well, you want to coat it well. It doesn't have to be thick, but you want to make sure that you've coated the area that you want etched. And I'm just using a little spoon that I picked up somewhere. I don't know. It was probably in some takeout or something, but I use it a lot in my painting. So I'm just scooping on some etching cream. And when I get it all covered the way I want, then I will set the timer for 5 minutes. And then you remove the stencil, put it right into water so that it doesn't hurt the stencil. And then you wait another 5 minutes before you go and wash it off. And that's it. You're done. So I've got this all covered. So I'm going to tell Google, hey Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. Starting now.
Okay, so I'm going to set this one aside to wait that 5 minutes. And then I'm going to take this one. It says, be a unicorn in a field of horses. And I thought I would put this on a mirror and see how that came out. So let's do that. Once again, you're just covering everywhere that you want the etching cream. Just smooth it out. Make sure you get every little spot, because once you take this off, there's no redoing. It is done. So you don't want to waste your money. Now, I bought these two things at a store in town, one of those discount places where you pay the same amount for everything. So I won't be wasting a lot, but I wanted to try it. I've never done a mirror, so I thought it would be kind of cool to try. Hey Google, set timer 2 for 5 minutes.
All right, for how long?
5 minutes.
Second timer for 5 minutes. And that's starting now.
Okay, now while those are curing, I've got a variety of things here. I wasn't sure what I wanted to chalk on. I think I want to do this little candy dish in the Hope. I forgot that I had that already on, so let me get that. And this was hard to get the stencil where I wanted it because it's curved and it's much wider at the bottom than it is at the top. So it really wasn't cooperating very well. So we'll see. This is just something I found in my craft room, but I thought it would be nice to have the breast cancer symbol on there with the word hope, because we all hope and pray that they will find a cure soon. Now you don't want to get too much on there that it's going to run off, because you can't really lay this down, and if it runs off, then it's going to run onto where you don't have a stencil. So there's that. Maybe I could set it like on here and it would work. Hey Google, set timer 3 for 5 minutes.
All right, for how long?
5 minutes.
Third timer for 5 minutes. Starting now.
Okay, now let's see, what do we want to do next? I thought I would do some 4-leaf clovers and hearts. Let me find my 4-leaf clovers. There they are. For St. Patty's Day. And I purchased these heavy duty mugs at the same place. And I'm just going to try to place, oh, this is new. When you're putting your stencils on glass, you want to make sure to fuzz them really well, because when it gets a hold of that glass, it really grabs on. So you want to make sure that you've got them nice and fuzzed. Now I have this 4-leaf clover. These mugs are like heavy duty. Hi Lynn, how are you tonight? Okay, that's the first timer going, so I'm going to set that aside for a minute. And I'm going to take our plate. Hey Google, stop. And I'm going to pull off the stencil and hopefully we have just where we wanted the etching paste to be. Now I see a couple of spots that I'm not 100% happy with, so I'm going to just take a little bit of etching cream and just dot it where it pulled up on that and my Y. And there's the etching cream on it. So now we have to set another timer. Hey Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Third timer for 5 minutes. Starting now.
Okay. Now, hey Google, stop. Our mirror's done, so let's try that. This is going to be a night of try, go from one, go to the other, I guess. I'm just rinsing those off a little bit in the water, so while I'm still working, they're not eating up my... Okay, and here is our mirror. So we have to wait another 5 minutes. Hey Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Third timer for 5 minutes. Starting now.
Okay, now let's see if we can get back to this before the next one goes off. Okay, I think that's about right. So I want to put a few shamrocks, 4-leaf clovers, just kind of like here and there on the glass. No particular design or anything, just to put them on there. I got something on the glass right there. I'm good. Yeah, I hadn't I tried the mirror. I hadn't really thought about it. Okay, that's the timer to take this one off. Hey Google, stop. We're using my Google timer tonight because my watch battery died and I haven't had a chance to get into town. Now this is looking like it's beginning to run a little bit, so I need to get that off there because I don't want to etch it where I don't want it. Hey Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Third timer for 5 minutes. And that's starting now.
I've got like 4 third timers going. Google can't count. So you can mess around a little bit, but not too much. So now that's got to cure for another 5 minutes. And we'll go back to working on our clover. I thought these would be cute for St. Patty's Day. I'm going to make a set of 2 of them. And then I'm going to make a set of 2 Valentine ones. as well, just to be different. Forgot to fuzz that. Like I said, when you're working on, no, you don't have to spray it. Right now it's curing, and then in 5 minutes I take it off and go wash it in water, and it's done. So how's that look, guys? I should have a timer going off here in a second. So rather than put the etching on right now, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to take another one and be working on the Valentine part of it. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Be right back. I've got to go wash the plate. Hey, Google, stop. I got to go wash the plate off. This is what it looks like before I wash it off. And I'm going to take the mirror with me because that's going to go off in a minute too. And that's what that one looks like. So I shall return just a moment. I have the sink right here. Hey, Google, stop. Okay. Here is the completed mirror. And that's done. I mean, it's etched in there. It's permanently there. And then here is the plate. See the flowers up here at the top? I don't know where to hold it so you can see it. And that's permanently done. Now, in just another minute, it's going to go off again. And we'll do the breast cancer one. Probably as soon as I get set down. Okay, I've got to go wash this one off now. Hey, Google, stop. I love my Google. And this is the breast cancer hope one, all done. This can be put in the dishwasher. This can be washed, it's not going to come off. Okay, so yeah, it holds up fine in the dishwasher. As long as it's a dishwasher safe container, you're all set. Now let's see, that's a little crooked. You just have to work all the air bubbles out around your lettering. You want to make sure not to have an air bubble where you're going to put your chalk paste, your etching paste. Because if you do, your lettering won't come out. So I'm doing the love here. And I thought I'd add a heart or two somewhere. This would be cute to give to your husband as a Valentine present. Maybe fill it with conversation hearts or something, or, just to let him know how special he is to you. I'm going to make a set of 2 of these as well. But tonight I'm just going to do the single one. I need another heart. I know I have more hearts here somewhere. I have a whole stack of possibles right here. This is a little bit different heart, but that's okay. There's no 2 hearts are the same. Okay, so we have that done. So now I am going to put the etching paste on, and this is going to be a little bit harder because it's upright. There's a chance that it could run. I don't remember my etching paste being this soupy before, but I've had this, Philip's been married like 10 years, and I bought it to etch his champagne glasses for his wedding. That was the first time I'd had ever done it, and I wanted to do his champagne glasses. So I've had it around a while, but it still works just like it did before. So I'm not too worried about it unless it runs. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. You just have to make sure that you get it worked into that screening. Make sure, you guys, if you hopped on, to say hi so I know you're here. A lot of you watch the replays, I realize. But tonight there's a few more people on. So I'm coming a little bit later because Danielle and her tribe were here for dinner, so I couldn't get on my normal time. But that's all right. I don't have to have a set time. And it's all right if this stays on a little bit longer. Obviously, what I put on first is going to be on there longer than this that I'm putting on last. But when I finish with a piece, I start the timer for the 5 minutes. And make sure you get that worked into that screen well. So you don't miss any areas. Check those. Check that one. Hey Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes. Starting now.
And then while that's curing, we'll get going on the 4-leaf, on the St. Patty's Day one. So etching was scary to me to start with, but it's really so simple. Now we can paint glass, but our paints aren't curable on glass, so we have to ink them, and our ink is not. You'd have to put it on the outside of the dish because it's not food safe. But with this etching, it's food safe, it's decorated permanently. And Lynn, you asked about doing paste on glass, and I said I hadn't. I had, and I tagged you in. I totally forgot about the You Are My Sunshine I did on glass, and I tagged you in that video so that you could see that if you wanted. I posted it on my business page today, so I'm sorry, I totally forgot about doing that. So I have done it on glass. The next project I'm going to tackle is ink, and I'm going to ink on glass. And maybe I'll find something to ink on material, but I want to try it on glass first. Okay, that looks like that's in there in good shape. Okay, so that one's done. Now I wanted to try something. I have never done it on colored glass, and I came across this red vase, or vase, whatever you call it, and I thought it would be really cool to do something on it. So I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I'll just put a heart on it. I don't know if you can etch colored glass or how that turns out if you etch colored glass, but I thought it would be awesome if you could. I thought it would be really pretty. So I'm going to give it a try and see how it looks. I guess you guys probably figured out by now I'm all about trying stuff. Now it didn't quite. Let me see if I have a single heart somewhere that I didn't use. No, that doesn't go on that one. I'm just looking through my whole pile of, oh, there's a single heart. So let's put a single heart up a little bit higher. Get that. Okay, now let's just, like I said, I don't know how this is going to come out. I'm hoping it comes out as well as it does clear glass, because I'd hate to ruin this vase. It's beautiful. Oops, there's the timer for the... Hey, Google, stop. Hey, Google, set timer number 3.
Sure, number 3. For how long?
5 minutes.
All right, a 5-minute timer called number 3. And that's starting now.
That one's kind of in a hard location to get off. Now, when you're pulling up these stencils, you obviously have to start in a corner. But if you can pull them, you need to pull them off evenly so you don't stretch them. Okay. Hey, Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Second timer for 5 minutes. Starting now.
So that's going to set 5 minutes. And I knew I hit that with my finger. So let me fix that. Hopefully it's not too late. That one might be a little too late. Okay. Now, I also wanted to try, I was wondering if you could etch clay. So I purchased a little clay base, basically. Now that one doesn't want to stick on there. It's a little too big anyways. And that might be the problem why I couldn't etch it, because you can't get a solid thing on there. But we shall see. We shall see. Yeah. Get a smaller flower if I can find one. That one might fit. I like to experiment. I don't think I can get this to stay down because it's clay. It's not allowing my transfer to stick. So let's see. Let's do something really little. Let me take my cloth and Make sure there's no clay in there. Oh, okay, that worked. So let's just see what happens. I'm thinking you probably can't, but hey, it's fun to try, right? Okay. Hey, Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes. And it's starting now.
I'm thinking this one should have gone off here pretty quick. I don't typically do so many at a time, so I'm kind of wondering.